In the heart of ancient Egypt, the land of towering pyramids and enigmatic pharaohs, unfolds a story that transcends time, a tale of betrayal, redemption, and divine purpose. It is the story of Joseph, a man enwrapped in dreams and marked by the seal of God. From the depths of a brotherly betrayal and the cold chains of slavery, Joseph rose to become the governor of Egypt, beside only Pharaoh himself in power. Yet, amid the splendor of Egyptian opulence and the triumph of rescuing his kin from famine, Joseph faced a quieter, more personal struggle, raising his sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, in a land far removed from his own cultural and spiritual roots. Born to Asenath, the daughter of a pagan priest, Manasseh and Ephraim's lineage combined both Egyptian and Hebrew blood, but Joseph remained steadfast, grounding his sons in the faith of his fathers, whispering the promises given to Abraham, ensuring the flicker of hope would not die. The names he chose for his sons bore witness to his faith's deep roots. Manasseh, signifying, God has made me forget all my trouble, and Ephraim, God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering. Genesis 41:51-52. Their names were not mere sentiments, but profound attestations of God's presence and providence. As Joseph prospered in the foreign halls of Egypt, he never forsook his spiritual heritage, never abandoned the God of his dreams. In time, the aged Jacob, Joseph's father, summoned his strength for one last prophetic act, blessing the sons of Joseph. According to custom, the right hand, the hand of greater blessing, was meant for the oldest, but Jacob, guided by divine insight, crossed his arms, placing his right hand upon Ephraim, the younger. "I know, my son, I know," Jacob declared, acknowledging Manasseh's future greatness, but revealing Ephraim's destiny as the greater of the two. Genesis 48:19. This inversion was not a mere familial whim. It carried the weight of heaven's decree. Jacob's gesture, seemingly simple, set in motion the destinies of nations yet unborn. Just as Isaac was chosen over Ishmael, Jacob over Esau, and David over his brothers, now Ephraim over Manasseh. God's plans often defy human logic. The old patriarch's blessing was rich with memories and promises, as he called upon the God of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac, to bless the boys, entwining their futures with the heritage of a chosen people. From that day, Ephraim and Manasseh's names spoke of not just inheritance, but of divine calling and responsibility. As the years unfolded, these names bore a legacy, aisles of spiritual significance, and complex human pride. Ephraim's dominance would grow, becoming synonymous with the northern kingdom of Israel, a name great yet marred by the pitfalls of arrogance. Manasseh too grew vast, holding lands across the Jordan, a tribe blessed with expansive territories, yet challenged by division. Despite their auspicious beginnings, as time wore on, the descendants of these two sons wrestled with the frailties of human nature. The pride that took root in Ephraim often led to strife among the tribes, a discord that prophetically mirrored the warning carried in Jacob's crossed hands. Centuries later, as the kingdom divided, Ephraim stood at the center of rebellion, seeking to assert a leadership that often resisted the true king of all, God. With eventual downfall came exile, the once united tribes scattered, the dreams of unity fractured. The land once adorned with sanctuaries, and the glory of God's people, was left bare, their story becoming a cautionary tale, inscribed in the silence of the lost 10 tribes. That within these tales of human failure, God's voice continues to call. The prophets sang of restoration, that dry bones might live again, that what was divided may be united. This is a promise not yet fully seen, but carried within the hope of God's unfailing grace. Through it all, the story of Joseph's sons remains as a reflection, both a warning and a promise. For every believer today, their narrative speaks of how easy it is to drift, to allow pride and prosperity to eclipse purpose. Yet, there is an echo of hope for renewal, a whisper of repentance and return. As the sun set upon the Egyptian landscape and rose anew over promised lands, God's people learned and continue to learn that earthly power pales before divine promise, that the greatest inheritance is not in land or title, but in faithfulness to the one who calls us his own. May this story remind us all that even when we falter, the arms of grace remain open, ready to bless, to restore, and to fulfill all that was promised before time began. Let us live humbly, love deeply, and walk always